Hi everyone, it's Miss Brenner. I'm here to go over notes about theme and motif with you today. We're going to be doing this in Edpuzzle so that way you can answer some questions about theme and motif as we go, and I would highly recommend taking your own personal notes for theme and motif since we will be using this in the future. Alrighty, so let's start off with what is a theme. Theme is a life lesson, meaning, moral, or message about life or human nature that is communicated by a literary work. In other words, theme is what the story teaches the reader. More complicated than what is theme is how we identify theme within a piece of text. Theme is a full and complete sentence. It's an arguable statement and representative of a lesson learned. Theme is not the subject of the literary work, but is an insight about human nature. So let's talk a little bit about some examples of theme. These examples in the white box are examples of theme, and these include money can't buy happiness, don't judge people based on the surface, and it is better to die free than live under tyranny. Those three are examples of theme. The ones in the yellow box are not examples of theme. Love, the earth is round, having money is great. Although love can be an important topic in pieces of literature, love by itself is not a theme because it is not an entire sentence. It is only one word. The earth is round is not a theme because it is not arguable. It is just a fact. Having money is great is also not really an arguable statement, so therefore it is also not a theme. Let's work with an example. So let's try and see if we can determine what the theme of this piece might be. Jenny Puchover was so excited she had a pack of Starbursts in her lunch, and she had been looking forward to eating them all day. Lunch finally came, and Jenny sat down to eat her Starburst when her friend Yudi sat next to her. Let me get the pink one, said Yudi. Jenny liked the pink ones best, but she thought Yudi was funny, and Jenny wanted Yudi to like her. So Jenny gave Yudi all the pink Starbursts. Before Jenny was done giving Yudi the pink ones, Carrie sat on the other side of Jenny. Let me get the red and the orange ones, Jenny. Remember when I gave you that Snickers? Jenny didn't remember that, though she did remember when Carrie ate a whole Snickers in front of her. But Jenny thought Carrie was cool, so she gave her the red and the orange Starburst. Now that she only had the yellow ones, Jenny wasn't so excited about eating Starburst anymore. Alrighty, so based on our story, please type in Edpuzzle what you think a good example of theme would be in this story. Some examples that you may have come up with for theme in this story would be the ones in the white box. You can't buy friends. You have to take care of yourself. Not everybody is your friend. These are all examples of theme. The sentences and statements in the yellow box would not be classified as theme for this story. Yellow is the saddest color. Bullying. Stand up for yourself. These are not examples of theme. Now that we've talked a little bit about theme, let's talk about motif. So a motif is a recurring object, concept, image, sound, or structure in a piece of literature that has a symbolic significance and contributes toward the development of a theme. In other words, motif is something that reoccurs to support the development of a moral lesson. The best way to identify motif is that motif is a fragmented phrase or a single word, a recurring element in a story, and it represents more than their obvious meaning. Common motifs include these examples: consequences of actions, illness, unprepared or foolish heroes, death, rebirth, trickery, lies. There are many, many more. these are just a couple examples of motifs that tend to be building blocks to build a bigger theme. Let's see if we can identify some motifs and themes for this next story. Let's talk about the theme for this one first. Angie loved to draw. She made colorful designs of people's names with bright hearts and flowers, but she lost her own markers, so she borrowed her teacher's. The school day was ending, but Angie wanted to keep coloring, so she took the teacher's markers home and lost them in her messy room. She came back to school the next day and wanted to color again, so she asked the teacher for more markers. The teacher replied, "Sure, Angie, but this is my last pack." Angie said she would be careful, but by the end of the day the markers were scattered all over the floor, and the custodian swept them up and disposed of them. When Angie came in the next day, she asked the teacher for more markers, but she was disappointed to find that there weren't any more. "I don't know where all of my markers went," said the teacher, "but I don't have them." Angie had to draw her picture with drab pencils. We're going to take a moment to determine what you feel the theme would be for this story. So some examples of theme that you may have found would include: you need to take care of shared resources. You learn responsibility through consequences of past actions. These are examples of theme. Things that would not be classified as theme would be: markers are a non-renewable resource, or wasteful. Let's talk a little bit about some themes in Midsummer Night's Dream. For Midsummer Night's Dream, some themes would be: the course of true love never did run smooth, and love and logical reason have very little in common. Also, other themes would include: in reality, things are not necessarily what they appear to be, and the natural order of life is dependent upon disorder. Alrighty guys, so based on those themes, we're going to look at some motifs. What motifs from Midsummer Night's Dream do you think support one of these 4 themes? And please relate them. So if you are going to tell me motifs for number 4, please write down that you're telling me motifs for number 4. Alrighty guys, so those are our notes for theme and motif for science fiction. Sorry, I couldn't remember for a second there. Alrighty guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.